It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. Just looking at the Bitcoin chart from the weekly down. I used to do it a lot more regularly, so I'm just going to throw one out. I haven't planned anything on this. Just looking at it basically. Um, so yeah, we got the Bitcoin weekly chart here. I just pulled up the Bitstamp so we can have a little bit more history. Um, Looking at I'm just going to start off with the previous bottoms. So I mean, like looking at the previous bottoms on these. So we had the bear market after 20k top and after 14k. Um, both times we hit the 200 MA, and that was the bottom essentially. A lot of people try to overcomplicate how to pick bottoms and blah blah blah. I mean, you shouldn't really be picking bottoms anyway. But the way I do it personally is to pull up a weekly chart. If we're in a bear market, I'll pull up a weekly chart, look at where the 200 MA is, um, or you can use the 2 week 100 MA, same thing. But that's kind of what I used to use. But now I just stick to the 200. But yeah, as soon as that confirms and it holds, I mean, I'd probably have started buying as soon as this candle closed. This green one, this bounce. I wouldn't buy on this candle, but the next sort of confirmation one, and the same again here. You want to start buying after that. We've never lost the 200 MA ever since it showed up on the chart. I mean, imagine this probably trailed down to about here. But yeah, we've never lost it. So I mean, if we were ever to lose that, that's where I'd be getting scared for Bitcoin. But otherwise, yeah, it's all good. I'd always buy this area happily, and currently that's at 7k. So if the argument stands, then theoretically speaking, we should never lose 7k. So the people calling for like below 7k, I know there's not many, but there are. They do exist. I'd be very worried if we went below 7k at this point. Um, Anyway, so looking at the chart now, I don't know what that line is. That can piss off. I would actually probably put that down here. So that's the resistance I would consider on the chart right now. I don't know what this trend line is doing, but it kind of sort of fits my kind of bias. I mean, if you were to project the 200 MA, this is probably the way I'd see it going, kind of like this trend line here. So it almost looks like a massive ascending triangle to me. And we're teetering around resistance. So if we close a weekly above here and we don't lose this white horizontal again, then I mean a retest of that would be quite healthy. But yeah, as I said, if we don't lose that again, then I see no reason we can't aim for all-time highs in the next year, perhaps sooner. But let's conservatively say the next year. I mean, certainly the 14k top here. That's our next initial kind of barrier, and after that, it's basically easy going till 20k. I wouldn't be surprised if we ranged slightly throughout this area. That could go on for months. Who knows? We might get an over and we might get an under. We might get two deviations, one over, one under, and we might just range, and then we can consider a breakout or maybe even a retest to the 200. Who knows? I would like to see us break 14k for continuation, but we'll see. I'm going to drop it down to the 12-hour now. Throw a couple of indicators on. So 12-hour 200 MA. Also, we don't often lose that. Whenever we do, it's usually a bear market for a sort of considerable time. I mean, here you're looking at 124 days below the 200. So I mean, that's a pretty simple way of analyzing the trend. I also have this green and red thing that's just there to analyze the trend. Don't trade off it. It's not accurate. It just helps me to analyze trend. But yeah, I mean, the trend is up 12-hour. I trade off the 12-hour primarily at the moment. So, we confirmed this support, this 200 MA, and we started to break away from it, which was obviously a pretty easy signal for a long. This resistance was quite frustrating, but we have now broken through. And if we retest it, that's not really an issue either. If we come back down to 11.5, I'm still not worried. But yeah, I mean, I think Bitcoin's looking quite healthy now. I think we probably consolidate here in this area for a little while, and then we consider the idea of moving up. But yeah, as I said, a retest of 11.5 wouldn't scare me in the slightest. I'd be more than happy with that. Let's have a look. 4-hour. Let me remove this EMA thing because it's kind of annoying. Yeah, we're looking good 4 hour. We had that wick just now on the last hourly candle. But again, I'm not really worried. We're just chopping in this area. This is probably nothing to be concerned about. That's kind of what I'm looking at, I guess. Just throwing that on there now. Yeah, I think this is basically a pennant, and we'll probably flag it and then break out. So what you're looking at about 3% on that flag. So let's say from here. Yeah, so arguably if this flag breaks out to the upside, the target would be just over 12k, which is great because that's kind of what we want to see. Where's 12k on our 12-hour chart? So yeah, I mean 12k still puts us within this consolidation box sort of thing. So I'd say anything that goes inside this price action here is basically ranging. You could call this like a deviation from the range. So we're ranging currently, in my opinion. We are trending. I think we're trending up, but I think also, until we break out of this box, you can't really call it a trend. Sip of coffee, sorry. You can't call it like a high time frame trend until we break that area. So, yeah, 12,150, 12,200. If we can get to there, that would be great. I think that would more or less confirm bull market. But I mean, I'm basically bullish as we are anyway. I'm already long from about 11k, so about here somewhere. So yeah, I mean, looks good to me. I don't see any reason to be bearish unless we lose 11.5 again, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to break out of this pennant at some stage today or maybe later, maybe tomorrow morning or something.